Hello students, in this lecture we are going to see about sedatives and hypnotics. So yes, as the name suggests, the drugs which are going to induce sleep. So content are introduction, uses, then precautions, inhibitory neurotransmitter, that is GABA, and then we'll see drugs used as sedatives and hypnotics, mainly their classification, benzodiazepines and barbiturates. So let's revise our previous lecture. So can you name me some inhibitory neurotransmitters? GABA. What is the synapse? Yes, it is the functional gap between the neurons. RS is reticular activating system, which is responsible for maintaining wakefulness. So the learning objective are, after this lecture you will be able to define sedatives and hypnotics, categorize the drugs based on chemical basis, and describe mechanism of action of these drugs, that is mainly barbiturates and benzodiazepines. So what are sedatives? They are central nervous system depressant drugs that reduce excitement, tension and produce relaxation. While hypnotics depress the CNS and produce sleep similar to that of natural sleep. Now see, same drug can give both the effects, sedative as well as hypnotic. At lower doses, the drug may act as sedative, while at higher doses, the same drug may act as hypnotic. Now let us see the differences between the two. So sedatives, they actually produce calmness. They reduce the excitement but do not induce sleep. Whereas hypnotics, they induce sleep, which resembles to that of natural sleep. Sedatives are the anxiolytic agents, whereas hypnotics, they are used for initiation or maintenance of sleep. Now most drugs in higher doses produce hypnosis for sedatives, whereas hypnotics in higher doses produce anesthesia. Site of action of sedatives is limbic system, which regulates thoughts and mental function, whereas site of action of hypnotics is midbrain and reticular activating system, which maintains wakefulness. So agents used as sedative and hypnotic include a large number of compounds which have common ability to induce a non-selective reversible depression of the CNS. Remember, they must produce reversible depression of the CNS and not irreversible. They are used as pre-anesthetic medication, anti-anxiety agents, anticonvulsants, muscle relaxants, general anesthetics, antipsychiatrics, then to potentiate analgesic drugs as adjuvant to anesthesia and co-drug in treatment of hypertension. So these are the various uses. Precautions to be kept in mind with these drugs. So a large number of these drugs can cross the placenta and hence they may go into the fetus. So after the fetus is born, we may see withdrawal effect in the newborn infant. Also, they get excreted in the breast milk. Hence, their chronic use during breastfeeding may cause sedation to the infant. So, precautions to be taken, the drugs should not be administered to pregnant women and in lactating mothers. So now, which neurotransmitter is responsible for this effect? Sedative and hypnotic. So as you can see in the diagram, at the excitatory synapse, the transmission is mediated by glutamate through sodium channels, and you can see it causes depolarization, that is excitation and further release of neurotransmitter. Whereas at inhibitory synapse, the transmission is mediated by GABA through chloride channel. Here it causes hyperpolarization and hence overall effect is inhibitory. So obviously sedative and hypnotic drugs will act through GABA neurotransmitter because their role is to produce sedation or calmness. So inhibitory neurotransmitter is GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid. You can see it is the butyric acid At gamma position there is amino group. Its action is terminated by reuptake and also by deamination catalyzed by kappa transaminase. So kappa transaminase is responsible for degradation of this neurotransmitter. So let us see GABA receptors. GABA receptors, they are located postsynaptically and coupled to chloride channel, opening of which reduces membrane excitability. They show fast response, about 1 millisecond. Drugs, benzodiazepines and barbiturates act through these receptors. GABA B receptors, they are G protein coupled receptors linked to inhibition of cAMP formation. In our previous lecture, we have seen what are G protein coupled receptors. They cause pre and post synaptic inhibition by inhibiting calcium channel opening and increasing potassium conductance. They have slow response, 1 second, as compared to GABA A. You can see here the receptor, you can see GABA site. Besides GABA site is the chloride channel, then barbiturate site and benzodiazepine site, the sites of our interest. So now what actually GABA does? It synchronizes local neural activity. It has sedative or you can say tranquilizing effect on brain. And its dysfunction will lead to epilepsy, because its dysfunction will lead to desynchronization, which is the major reason for epilepsy. So let us now come to the drugs used as sedatives and hypnotics. So chemically they may be classified as barbiturates, benzodiazepines, acyclic and cyclic hypnotics, alcohol and aldehydes, acetylene derivatives, then some other drugs, which include inorganic salt, plant extract, opioids, neuroleptics, etc. So main interest is on barbiturates and benzodiazepines. So here are the benzodiazepine. You can see the structure. It contains a diazepine ring. See the numbering starting from nitrogen. These are the drugs: diazepam, oxazepam, chlordesmethyl diazepam. Now you can see the substitution at R2 for all is same, that is oxygen. At R7 is chloride. It varies at R1, R3 and R2 dash. Mode of action, how that you can see in the first figure that benzodiazepine bind to the benzodiazepine binding site, which is located at GABA subunit of the GABA receptor. This will prompt the binding of GABA, as you can see in the structure 2. GABA will bind to the receptor and hence it will produce opening of chloride channel as seen in the last diagram. Now this opening of chloride channel will lead to influx of chloride and hence it will lead to hyperpolarization. Next category is barbiturates. You can see barbituric acid. So yes, these are the drugs which are derived from barbituric acid. Now hypnotic and sedative activity is conferred by replacement of H atom attached to C5 position by alkyl or aryl radicals. So modification is done at C5 position. They may be long acting, that is 6 hours or more than 6 hours. So drugs are barbital, phenobarbital, bufobarbital, metharbital. Intermediate acting, amobarbital, butabarbital. Short acting, less than 3 hours, pentobarbital, secobarbital. And ultra short acting barbiturates, that is 15 minutes. So drug is thiopentone, or you can say thiopental. Now see, you can see in all these 4 classes the substitution mainly varies at R5 dash. For long acting at R5 dash mainly it is the phenyl ring. Whereas for short acting there is no phenyl ring, there are other alkyl moieties. mechanism of action. They act on benzodiazepine receptor chloride channel complex. Okay, and they will potentiate GABAergic inhibitory action by increasing lifetime of the chloride channel opening induced by GABA. So let us see again the receptor C. They do not bind to benzodiazepine site, but they bind to another site on the same macromolecular complex to exert GABAergic facilitator actions. At higher concentration, they directly increase chloride channel and inhibit calcium-dependent release of neurotransmitters. And they also depress glutamate-induced neuronal depolarization. So remember, glutamate is the excitatory neurotransmitter which causes depolarization. So yes, students, now time to evaluate. Let us see your attention. Name ultra-short-acting barbiturate, thiopental, site of action of hypnotics. Yes, reticular activating system. GABA is metabolized by which enzyme? GABA transaminase. Influx of chloride channel causes hyper or depolarization. Yes, it leads to hyperpolarization. Now the jackpot question. Can you predict one of the mode of action of anti-epileptics? Yes, they will act by GABA agonist action, because we have seen that dysfunction of GABA leads to epilepsy, because it will lead to desynchronization of neural activity. So the drugs which will mimic GABA action may be useful in epilepsy because they will synchronize the neuronal activity. Okay, so that's all for today's session. Any queries? Okay, thank you students. So in our next lecture, we will see the drugs in detail. Today our main focus was introduction and mechanism of action. So I hope the mechanism of action is clear to all of you, and also the drugs benzodiazepines and barbiturates. In our next lecture, we will see them in detail. So again, any queries? Okay. Thank you students.